quick little premise. I'm not promoting smoking. I do not condone smoking. I do not think it's cool. I'm just on my period and in a lot of pain, and it is the last period I have to go through before the hormones help. So, I'm going to be smoking. And I am going to hate watching this back while smoking. Well, not as in like watching this back and watching myself smoke. But it is what it is, and I'm not going to judge myself for it for once. And that is kind of like the theme of life at the moment. It is self-judgment. It's a lot when you realise in life that you hold yourself back 10 times more by judging yourself. And then you realise that you're your issue. You've always been your issue. And you're the one who's stopping you from living a fulfilling life. That's kind of where I'm at the moment. I'm the one who's spending more time thinking, I keep making mistakes, I keep not being good enough, instead of focusing on my worth is inherent from the fact that I exist. My worth is not valued from what I bring to other people. My worth is not measured in the value I bring to others' lives, but my worth is valued in the measurement that I exist. The measurement I exist, just in the fact that I exist. Like, for so long of my life, I've always thought it's like you have to go loops and roundabouts just to be able to be worthy. And then I learned that your worth comes from the fact that you exist. It's an inherent state of being. And I learned to hold that respect for everyone else but myself. It's like, I've always seen it as in like, I'm the odd one out, as in like, I have to be this morally sound, morally perfect person to be worthy. Yet I see someone showing up in any aspect of themselves and I'm like, well, you're worthy because you're here. It's 2, 3, 4 when I said that, by the way. And then for some fucking reason, my little brain hole is like, yeah, but I'm not worthy because I'm here. I'm not doing X, Y, Z. I'm not showing up in this way, that way, that way. I'm not fulfilling these stupid rules that I've given to myself that if I don't fulfill these rules, I'm not worthy. If I don't fulfill these rules, I'm not enough. It's bullshit. Utter, complete chaos in my mind. That is just bullshit. No one is saying that. No one is telling me that I am unworthy except from me. Hard pill to swallow, I will say. Because when you realise you are your issue, you're the only one who can change it. You are the only one who can change it. And as interesting as it is, it's still beautiful. It's beautiful that it's all on you. It may be scary, it may be daunting, it may be X, Y, Z, this, that, but it's, what is the word I'm looking for? Fly almost went into my drink. I don't know why the flies do that. Every time I see a fly in this room while I have the heater on, they will go inside the heater. They will end up having crooked wings from burning themselves. And then they'll come outside the heater, stop, not really do much, wash themselves, and then eventually go back inside the heater and die. God knows why. It's like humans almost. Sorry, I'm just staring at this fly. It's like we ourselves spend so much of our lives running into a flame that we know hurts us, but we believe it's the right thing to do, so we keep going and over and again. I'm sorry, I know I made a noise on the place that you're at. It's now just like giving me pure eye contact. Don't do it again. I did it again. Did it again. These came out. Anyway. Let's just think about the human race for a second. War, famine, greed, anger, despair, disgust, shame, guilt. So many emotions that we make ourselves feel. I want to say aren't necessary. You don't need to feel guilt or shame for that thing you did 7 years ago. It's been and gone. The only lesson that you can extract from it is what to do with the step that you're currently taking. You can't reprimand yourself for the past. It's gonna get nowhere. It's gonna do nothing except for make you maybe depressed. If you spend your life in guilt, if you lie in bed and think of all the things that you could have done in different ways and how you could have been a different person, you are only going to make yourself depressed. You are not going to put your right foot forward. You're more likely to close yourself off and become this little hole of a human. So why do we do it? Why do we feel shame, guilt, upset, and why do we feel depression and repression? I need to open the window. Why do we feel these things, like sadness and fear and all of that? It's for depth, for texture, for context. Like, there's so many areas, aspects of your life that without pain, anguish, upset would have no meaning. Your happiest day would be meaningless if you lived it every day. If you ate your favourite meal for a week straight, you'll start craving something else. So, in life, what do? We give ourselves another dish. And that dish has got different things in, different complex flavours and textures and depth, and there's bits that you like and bits that you don't like, and that gives us a full picture. Shows us, oh, I like this favourite meal thing, but if I have it continuously, I won't like it. I don't really prefer some of the aspects of this, but I do like some of the aspects of this. But I wouldn't have known that if I didn't try it. You wouldn't know where to go. Nobody knows where to go, actually. I'm not going to finish that sentence. Nobody knows where to go, other than the next right step. The next small aligned step. It's the only thing that you can do, the only action that you can take. It's just, where can I go from here? What feels true right now? What feels me? What feels solid? What feels right? With my soul, not my ego. Yeah, I don't remember what tangent I was on. It's really funny, because I've got like tiny weeny little bits left of these nails, and I'm just like, I'm not going to rip them off. Very much could just go inside, pester my mum for the thing to get it off my nails, without harming my nails. But fucking long. I can imagine like accidentally catching some of this and just like leaving a gash feel like I've got claws on the end of my fucking fingers. I don't know how people have long nails. I feel like I'm Wolverine or something. I don't know what to do with my life, and that is okay. I'm learning at the moment. You don't always need to know who you are. You don't. You don't even need to know where you're going. You don't need to know where you've been. The only thing that you actually need to know is here and now. At least the fly can fly. Like, I think if I had got that close to something that hot for the amount of time that fly has, I would have died. So maybe that fly was just warming up, really cold outside, and was just like, yeah, let's warm the soul and bend the wings a bit. My brain is over talking me, and I'm not really appreciating it because I'm trying to have coherent train of thoughts, and then I have this like other train of thought that's kind of like over the top, that's kind of like taking hold of all the other thoughts. It's just like, you need to say the right thing, and then I'm like, I will say the right thing at the right time as long as I'm open to saying the first thing that is on my mind. And then I, like, when I come into the state of, I don't know where I need to go, yada yada yada, I'm like, alright, I will know where I need to go, I will know what I need to know, exactly when I need to know it, and not a moment before. So, I need to stress that. The thing is, I've known these things for so long, like literally years, and it's a process of knowing, because you don't hear the words and know, you hear the words, and then you know a little bit, and then the more that you think and experience things that deepen the knowledge, you know more and more and more. It's like you know the same knowledge, but on a different level of your soul. And like, to truly know something, it is to walk it in each and every moment, because if you are to know it, you are to know that the other options are illogical. The other options are unnecessary because they make no sense. Because you truly know deep within your bones that you're going to be okay. And that's why they say that believing in something, no matter what it is, can impact your mental health for the better. Especially if that's something that you believe in is from within, not from without, from within you. Cramps, my dear. Oh. It's like a lovely wave I'm currently experiencing where it's affected my stomach, and it's like the bottom of my stomach is like, ugh. It's really not very fun. It's moved up to the head as well. It's lovely. I get like this wave of dizziness and like lightheadedness that comes with it. It's like, one thing that my periods have taught me is fucking sometimes in life you need to act like your period is like do what you do for your period, what you do in hypnobirthing. Sometimes when the period cramps are really that bad, you need to lie your fucking ass on the ground or crouch the fuck down, and you just need to breathe and relax every muscle in your body. Speaking from experience, I got endo. I don't like to affirm that, and I am working to heal that, and I am healing it through the coil and hopefully a better balanced diet. But anyway, I don't know what's covering my eyes, but trail of thought, where did you go to? Yeah, my periods have really taught me how to apply that into life. That's what I'm kind of like. There's the aspect that I'm at is an aspect that I've been at many times. It's letting go and relaxing. It's the it will work out. It's the moving with faith. It's the waking up and being like, it's okay. It will be okay. Even if I don't know where I'm going to live in a month. Even if I don't know when I'm going to be able to acquire a job that fulfills my soul. It's okay. And it will work out. Even when the world feels like it's on my shoulders, it's okay. It will work out. Even on the days that feel so utterly uncomfortable, it's okay. It's okay. It will work out. And relaxing into that. It's the only thing that's ever really got me by. Like, there is a multitude of times that I've almost not had somewhere to stay in this lifetime. And it's always worked out. No matter what, it's always worked out. No matter how scared I was, no matter how trusting I was, no matter what I was experiencing, it still worked out. It didn't matter if I was scared, it didn't matter if I wasn't. It just worked out. That's kind of like the story of my life. Doesn't matter if I'm scared, doesn't matter what I'm doing. It works out, and it works out in the most unexpected way. Hands down, the most unexpected way. Like, losing a job opened my mind and opened my body and opened who I am to be able to move on and transition through life. And if I hadn't lost that job, oh my god, I would be a different person. I would have been nowhere near the person I am today. I would have like a whole road left to walk. I say a whole road, as in like my mind is envisioning like, because you've got like your pathway in life, which is nowhere near a straight line, never can be, and no matter what turning you take, you still get to the same destination, because the destination is the journey. But you're always going to get to where you need to be. You're always going to be where you need to be, and it doesn't matter what step you take, it doesn't matter what choice you make, you will end up being in the right space at the right time, in the right moment, in every moment of your life. I know, that's hard. Coming from someone with a spicy childhood, that's a hard thing to say. You're always in the right place at the right time. Like, even the traumatic events, they're positioned in your life, very calculated positions to lean you towards, guide you towards, I would say. Guide you towards where you're going, where you need to get to, in a sense, like the next checkpoint. You know? I do find in life it's not a up, down situation. It's kind of like this spiral, and the spiral goes up, and every time the spiral feels like it's going down. It's going down, yes, but the depths it gets to don't get as far. Like, I had one of the lowest moments that I've had in a very long time recently. Actually, a couple times recently. And every time, gone down, I've hit this point and I've been like, no, it's okay. Because I don't allow myself to experience what I'm going through. I don't run and I don't hide. And when I do, it's so fucking clear to me. It's like right in my face. I can see exactly what I'm doing, and it becomes an active choice if I am to run away or if I am to face up to it. It's both an active choice. And it really gives me a second to just be like, any small aligned action is the right action. So, it's shaping me. Also, can I say, synesthesia, fucking hell, is an interesting thing. Because, like, especially if I'm doing if I'm going into more of a hypnotic or channeling state, the colours I see, so vivid. What I see in my mind and my eye, like, you know when you close your eyes and you can see I wouldn't say the back of your eyelids, because I think I've heard someone say that your eyes go back when you close your eyes. No idea. Actually, I would say that's false, because my little sister used to be a very heavy sleeper, to the point that she would fall asleep when she was out. If she wanted to nap, she would go up to my mum, play with her label, suck her thumb, and have a nap, to the point that you could open her eyes while she was asleep, and she would stay asleep. Fucking insane. But anyway, you know when you close your eyes, you don't see black. Or maybe people do see black. I see, like, colours. And it's not like colours and, like, opaque. Instead, it's like small tiny dots of colour. And, like, sometimes it'll be a yellow heavy TV static that I've got, but next to the yellow there would be a blue, like, dot, and then that would fade into, like, another type of blue, and maybe into a purple, and red, saying that's red because I don't actually have a red pencil, which is kind of sad. Imagine not having a red pencil. And then it will go back into a yellow, and then the space between that yellow dot and that yellow dot is like that tiny little gap, but in that there's so many dots of colours that creates, like, this mosaic, and that mosaic is transforming and changing, and sometimes it creates patterns. So you'll have the colours in between the yellow, but the yellow will go up and create this pattern, and sometimes I'll see, like, the other day there was this, like, line of colour, and, like, underneath it was like this, what I'm seeing right now, because I don't remember anything other than that, but what I'm seeing right now is, like, you've got this thing, and then you've got, like, this kind of, like, dead tree background, but there's just red and black. It's just red and black, and then there's a line under that, and that line is like this yellow, green, blue line, and underneath that it's like this clear sky. It's like opens up, and it's just like infinite. I see lots of things in my mind. Lots. Like, to the point that I don't actually know what to do with it. Because, like, I don't know why I always say this, on God's given earth, what purpose does that have? And what I mean by when I say on God's given earth, on the earth that's made from existence itself, what is the purpose behind this? That's what I'm saying. Maybe I should start doing that more, just say what I mean. Not as in, like, I don't say what I mean, but as in, like, I beat around the bush too much. Also, it's becoming abundantly clear that I'm really good at redirecting, answering a question. And it's not something I even intentionally do. It's just something I realised that I do. Like, I was listening to a podcast, Boris Walter, and he, like, diverted around answering a question, like, a couple of times. And I, like, saw it clear as day, and I was like, shit, that's what I do. And then that same week, someone turned around to me and was like, why can you never just answer the question straight? I was like, you saw that? you see that, you know, people could. Because, like, most people just don't even think about it. They're just like, I know, so lost in conversation. Oh, I'm sorry, I've just organised the pencils. By organised the pencils, I've just put them all facing up the right way, like perfectly in line. Not in colour order, and I've just noticed that they are very almost, like, gonna have to put them in order of how much sharpened they are. Oh, that is not the right one. Let me just go past the yellow. Green's got a bit more than yellow. I'm sorry, this is going to take me 1 second. If you want to skip forward 10 seconds, be my guest. And then... no, black's not more than blue. Brown has more than black. There we go. Okay. I can concentrate now. I'm proud of myself for allowing myself to do the small random tasks that make my brain happy. That's something I've been trying to do a lot recently, is just to find ways to be proud of myself. Like, although I may have woken up at 4 PM today because of some fucking idea to try change my sleeping schedule to be able to have a conversation with someone in America. And not America, Australia. I'll pretend that was a good Australian accent. But I decided that it's a bad system because the day before, which is technically the day of, no, maybe the day before, I have an appointment at 1 PM, so I need to be awake and out the house by 12:15 PM. So, waking up at 4 PM would not work very well for that. I don't know why I keep hearing like a rustling sound. I don't normally have my hair behind my ear. I keep getting this rustling sound behind my ear, and it's really, really distracting. I want to take time to regulate my nervous system. Just remember that it's okay to show up. It's okay to show up with whatever energy I have in that moment. And instead of focusing on days and months and years, focus on moments. Because they're the things that you actually cherish. You won't cherish, like, oh yes, that week I know, did that thing for, well, it depends on how much your brain is craving for you to do that task and how much you're refusing to do that task. Like, I am proud of myself for today doing the dishes. I know there was not very many dishes, but I did the dishes straight away. I was like, yeah, I could go smoke first. And then, like, I would have hoovered up the floors, had a smoke, and then done the dishes. But instead I was like, do you know what? I'd rather have a smoke when I have nothing to think about, so I'd rather do the dishes first. So I did the dishes. It's really easy to hold on to fear in life. So easy. It is really, really easy to walk from past trauma. It is really easy to be the person who you were yesterday. It is really easy to be the person who you've been for 20 years. But the easy road is not the rewarding road. The rewarding road is the honest road. The rewarding road is the authentic one. It's the one that is unknown, the one that you step purely with curiosity of where would it take me? How far could I go if I let go and just focus on the fact that I know all I need to know, and the fact that I will go where I need to go. How far can you go if you walk from curiosity and trust? If you walk from faith with yourself? If you walk knowing your worth? How far could you get if you put your worth in yourself instead of putting the worth in how much value you bring to others' lives? How much value do you bring to your own life? And don't base your worth on value. Base your worth on existence. It shapes everything. It does. It's crazy. Difficult. If you start looking at life through the lens of life is shaping me to be the person who I need to be in each and every moment. If you look at life through the lens of I am worthy because I exist, how far could you go? If you put yourself in a state where you believe worth is inherent, it's an inherent value, you wouldn't just start respecting yourself, you would respect the world around you too. You would have a very different perspective and understanding of life if you believed that everything had the same value, if you believed that everything mattered equally. Distracting trail of thoughts took my attention away. I'm half in mind to stop filming, and then I'm half in mind to just keep going and keep talking and keep flowing and just allow it. Allow the pauses and allow the distractions, because whoever is meant to hear it will. And that's the thing that matters. If I feel like I should say it, someone out there needs to hear it. You know? It's a belief I've had for a while. It's really interesting if you start seeing your beliefs as more temporary. If you see your beliefs as something that serve you for a time. It's like your body. Within 7 years, every single cell in your body has been renewed. So why do we believe our minds shouldn't change? Our minds are just like our bodies. Our bodies are just like the rest of life. In a beautiful, healthy forest, trees will die, animals will die, nothing lives forever. Things have a time. They die, they transmute. They're still in existence. They still exist. They are transmuted from one form to another, and that process, it helps all of the plants and trees around and all of the animals, like the amount that benefits from death. Life benefits from death. Death benefits from life. If you didn't have death, life wouldn't be meaningful. If you didn't have life, death wouldn't be meaningful. I know it sounds so obvious. That's the thing. The things that truly matter are obvious. They're like sneakily obvious though. It's like right in front of your face that everything is connected. that life listens to you, but on such a deep soul level. And that's what matters. Because it sees you so deep, deeper than you even see yourself. Or may even see yourself. Because if you can see what vibration you resonate at, you understand why reality is showing you the film strip it's showing you. Like every moment is like a stagnant film strip. And the reason you're seeing that is because this endless potential energy of the universe is being filtered through your beliefs, like you filter coffee through a coffee filter. You're keeping everything in it that you believe is true, but if you believe something cannot be, it's being held within that coffee filter. You're filtering it away from your reality. So if you believe that you are unworthy, that will filter through, and you will experience that in your life. If you believe that you are worthy, that will filter through, and that's what you will experience in your life. And that's why the subconscious mind matters so much. I think that's one of the reasons I'm so deeply curious about like hypnotherapy and the role that hypnosis has on the mind, because it's looking at the deep root of the subconscious. What does the subconscious mind think, feel and believe? If you can get to the root of the subconscious mind, you can get to the root of everything. It's like your conscious thoughts come from your subconscious state, and if you can change your subconscious state to a state of inherent worth, a state of love and abundance, and the understanding that abundance is connection, it baffles me to my soul that there are people who do not understand that money is simply one form of abundance, but there are a multitude. And equally, I would like to say they tend to be my favourite ways of experiencing abundance. Because yes, monetary abundance, it's lovely and all, but the abundance of synchronicity is oh so sweet. To be perfectly in the right time at the right place, to speak to the right person in the right moment. The abundance of network, the abundance of being able to be connected, being able to acquire what you need in each and every moment through a network of people or things, or it's just the abundance of network. In my mind, I see it like almost like mycelium but blue, like blue light stretching roots, the network of life. But my point is, there's so many other ways of abundance that you can focus on, and the more you focus on something, the more you believe it, the more you become it, the more you see it. So if you sit and contemplate the bad 24/7, I'm afraid to say, life's not going to look that bright and cheerful. If all you see is darkness, all your mind is looking for is darkness. If you see light, all your mind is looking for is light. And the reality around you bends to your understanding of existence. It's kind of crazy when you fully understand it and know that it's all on the inner level. You don't change what you are or what you have exteriorly. Change it internally. And then that shifts the exterior. And sometimes you can literally feel the shift. Like the energy within you and around you is just different. And you've just got to allow it. Allow yourself to feel the shift. Allow yourself to see the small changes from your reality to the next one that you're experiencing. So the reality you were previously experiencing to the one you are now. Like, everything could look the same, but events are occurring in different ways. Conversations are ending in different lights. You know? You're choosing love and light instead of fear and hate. And sometimes you might be like, oh shit, I really reacted differently to how I would have in the past. How did that happen? And then it's realising, I made that happen because I chose to look at my subconscious. I chose to see myself. And seeing yourself is such an interesting thing, because when you see yourself, like the first time you see yourself, you will be so scared shitless that you won't want to see yourself for a long time to come. And then the next time, you will still be scared shitless. But not for as long. And one day you'll slowly become comfortable in the fact that your power is beyond your recognition. Your power is beyond you. And you realise, yeah, it's fucking scary. But it's worth it. And not only is it worth it, but it's true. And it feels right. And it's only scary because of how big it is. Not because of how bad. Your true inner power is not negative or scary in the fact that it's gonna hurt. It's scary in the fact that it's so big. When you see it. For me, I'll tell you about something I saw the other night. This is not the vision I thought I was going to speak on, like the thing that I saw in my mind. But I was led in bed. I think I was doing like a self-hypnosis thing. Or at least that's what I told myself. I was just like, let's get into a channel state, and like I know how to do it, so I'll play that part mentally, and then I'll allow that side to take over. Yeah, and I was seeing this dark being and this light being, and they were just like, kind of like, you know when you go to a toilet and you have a male and female sign? They look like that, but energy. And the male was black and the female was white, and like, it was weird because for a time the white had gold over the skin. It's like there was melted gold on top of them, and then the black one had silver, and it was like the silver was melted on top of them, which I thought was rather interesting. And then I was like looking at them and I was like, I don't want to walk from you anymore. Like, I don't want to walk from fear anymore. But I know you are a part of me. And I don't know what situation occurred, but I went down into this like reality, this trail of thought, this scenario that life had brought upon me. And I remember going down and I was like, I can't bring them, but I'm always connected to them. And like this like gold and silver string came from both of them. Like his was gold, hers was silver, other way around. No, they might have just been a mixture of gold and silver, to be fair. And I went into it, like into the scene, like flew down, and I had both of them attached to me, and I was like, that's the fucking point, bro. It's about being able to walk beside both sides. It's the whole fable of what wolf to feed. Do you feed fear? Do you feed love? Because if you are to starve a wolf, the moment it has a chance, it will come out and attack. But if you are to walk beside both wolves in respect, you can learn to walk from both energies without becoming either of them, without either of the wolves coming out in attack. I might have blundered. What do you call it? A feeble. Chinese feeble. I'm really loving chess. It's right. Manifestation that came to fruition. Fucking love this one. Such a little me in the universe thing. I was complaining. Strongly complaining that I on Duolingo do not have any friends to play chess with. Very sad, because I could only play whites. I could only be the starters, and it would fuck my soul off to have to try and think of a new opening, because at that point I just hadn't tried actually looking at someone else's openings. And like I've learned an opening now, and it's all well and great, but like the other day I go on to chess on Duolingo, I play a match, and I was like, is my phone the wrong way around? It looks like I'm black. And now every other game I play white one round, black the next, and it's beautiful. Like, I am so grateful to the universe. That is something I was complaining so hard about, because people around me don't want to play chess. I would love the people around me to want to play chess, but I know it's really helped my morale in chess, because I was getting so fucked off that I wasn't wanting to play chess, and now I do. Yes. I need to relax and let go and just breathe. It is okay. Maybe there's something like in my hair or some shit. Maybe it's earwax. I don't know. Anyway. If you were an animal, what animal would you be? I like asking this question. Some people change their answers every time you ask, which is absolutely lovely. I love that. I also love people who decide to keep their answers. Because my little sister, every time I've asked, she's like, I'd be a cat. And I'm like, fucking bet. And like, yeah, it's just a really interesting way of getting to know someone's mind. Like, you get to see either their favourite animal, or how they view themselves, or what they desire themselves to get to. And there's so much in like the way that they say it and how they get to their conclusion that just says so much. That's why I love asking questions. One of my favourite things about asking questions is not premising how they should take the question. So not being like, in this situation, question. I like being like, question, and then them being like, I take it like this. And I'm like, nice, I see where your brain goes to now and how your neural pathways work better. But like, you do get a lot of people that are like, in what way do you mean? I'm just like, tell me the way you take it, and if we've not got to an interesting conversation by then, I'll tell you another way I'll give you another example of a way that we can take this conversation, you know? I love conversing. I just like talking to people. Equally though, I don't like talking to people. Do understand that. It's kind of like this, I know, can't believe I wasn't awake till 4 PM today. It's distracting the fuck out of me. I knew I was tired, I knew I needed sleep, but when I woke up, I heard my little brother, like, very distinct. What he watches on TV is YouTubers playing games targeted for, like, his age. Awful. And I was like, has Calvin had a sick day or something? Because it can't be that late that he's back from school. Like, have I just woken up partway through my sleep and, like, the kids have just about to go to school, come downstairs, and they had been home for half an hour, slept for like 11 hours last night. But I know it's because my sleeping pattern's out of whack and my body needs more sleep because I'm on my period, yada yada yada. I'm thinking, like, do I apply for an access course? I've got like a couple options in my head that I can start moving towards, and I don't know which one feels right, to be honest. I don't think any of them currently feel right. And if something doesn't feel right, I don't really like to do it, because that suggests to me that that's not the path that I need to take. And life's got me this far with guiding me. So clearly I just need to listen. Every time I've listened before, shit happens. Good shit happens. Fun shit happens. Synchronistic, auspicious events occur. You know? Oh, this is my favourite drink. It's not as warm as it was when it's warm. Oh. Fly's still doing pretty well, to be fair. Maybe it makes it through the night. I will say probably not. Probably not, because over in that corner, you can't see it, but my friend over there, I have argued to be able to call it Barry, because my mum refused to let me call a spider Barry before, so I wanted to call it Barry, but she doesn't have a name. Pretty sure she's a false widow. She's beautiful. Oh. Thing about, like, spiders and snakes and scorpions and shit like that, I want them to be my friend. But I'm also apprehensive because I know that lovely false widow over there, if I went over and tried to pick it up like I am able to pick up like a house spider, she could bite me, and I don't want a trip to hospital, to be perfectly frank. But she's great. Like, without her, we would have so many more spiders, for one. Like, she good at spider cleanup duty. 2, great at bug cleanup duty and fly cleanup duty. There is, like, traps galore around this place, just many spider webs. Like, there did used to be another false widow. I don't know where she got to though. She was by the window. I haven't seen her since. But there were also 3 other spiders on that window with the false widow. No. Oh, actually no, yeah, with the false widow. Because before I knew what a false widow looked like, I saw a fat fucking, I don't know what spider it was. It was a fat bitch. She was, I say fat bitch, it was just big and like very detailed patterning. And I was like, oh, is that false widow? No, it was not. But because of that, I learned what false widow looked like. Because I looked it up, Google, lovely. So I know the one in the corner is definitely a false widow. Always see her in the same position. or she's not there. 2 options. She's either in that position or she's not there. I'm wondering how big they get. So imagine just like once I was playing cards. My mum did this was when my mum was doing boot camp and shit, and different PT sessions, and there was some people that had done a PT session either then or at some point, but they were around, and we were playing cards with their son, and because I joined in on the boot camp sessions and he also did, but he was like, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years younger than me, but I don't even know how big it was, but I just remember never seeing a bigger spider in my life, and it just like fucking zoomed under his arm, fucked off behind some sofa or something. I don't remember what anyone did, I just remember the sight of the fucker, and like, equally I think I was kind of like, yeah, it's over there now, it's more scared of us than we are of it. Because, like, truly, that lovely, beautiful motherfucker over there is a lot more scared of me than I am scared of it. Because I'm currently not scared of it at all. I know, worst comes to worst, like, that motherfucker could bite me, and then I would just have to have a not very fun trip to the hospital. You know? But equally, that spider knows I'm a lot fucking bigger than that. I can squish it a lot easier than it can numb on me. You know? It's a lot more scared of me because I could simply grab a cup if it's coming at me and squash. Obviously with a lot more momentum, force, and you know, but that's why I'm not scared of them, and it baffles me to shit. I remember being in secondary school and like crane fly season. It's one of the best seasons because I thought it was the funniest shit. So many people are scared of crane flies, and I would just grab a crane fly and be like, guess what? Ka-chow. Thinking back, it's kind of a little bit mean, but it was just a crane fly. They can't even hurt you. They are scared of you, and they're cute as fuck, and they're nice to have as a little friend, you know? I don't see why we shouldn't needlessly kill bugs. Also really fucks me off that some people will kill bugs in front of me just to fuck me off. For no other reason. AKA my little sister. But this is so good. This drink. Level fiction. If you were a worm, what colour would you be? Would you be like one of those? Don't you get like some like clear worms? You get like pink worms and brown worms. I don't think they're like vibrant pink, I think they're just like browny pink. The most random shit comes to my head and I'm just like, say it. It's always more entertaining when you say it. Like, I was at a pub, I was talking to some of my mum's mates, and I was like, yeah, I think of like random shit when I'm up late at night. Late at night, like I'll be thinking, and I was like, do you think that the reason that we get wrinkly in water is from an evolutional standpoint, from having to be able to grab things in water? Because like, if your hands aren't wrinkly yet and you try to grab something in the water, it's harder than if your hands are wrinkly. Just try like and put one of your hands in a body of water for a while until your hands get wrinkly. Or that hand gets wrinkly. And then try pick something up in the water. And then try with the other hand, try pick up that same object and just see the difference in it. And because, like, it makes sense. And, like, how it happens is through osmosis. But nobody really talks about why it happens. So I was like, maybe that's why. Anyway, I blew his mind. Quite literally. Quite literally. It was so funny. It was like one of the funniest experiences of my life. It's just completely blowing someone's mind with something that I just randomly think about at night. Like, I would think about shit like I didn't know how a tumble dryer worked. A tumble dryer. And I was like, well, I could just ask somebody or ask Google. Or equally, I could work out how it works, or how it could work, and then, like, ask somebody how it works. So I did that. Came up with 2 methods, like, one condensing, and one, like, with a pipe to, one with, like, a pipe to go to a main water line, I want to say. I need to learn more. But I was thinking the other day. Right, so one thing that Boris Walter does is kind of like not mentoring, like his hypno sessions, but for companies. And previously, I was like gonna be a life coach when I was like 21. Nobody respects someone who's younger than them. Like, well, some people do. But yeah, anyway, I was thinking, like, wouldn't it be so good in a company to have that, because then you would actually know that your staff are doing their most effective job, because their minds will be as efficient as possible. And they'll be doing something that they truly want to do, and, like, yeah, he does that, and I thought that was really fucking cool. Like, an idea I had, like, a year ago, someone's actually doing. And, like, another time that I've had an idea and somebody's done it, I had this whole idea. It's even written in this notebook, which I haven't seen for fucking years. I don't know where it is at. I had, like, this whole write-up of idea for... I've always wanted to be able to, like, go travelling and not have to worry about anything, but equally not have to know where I'm going. To know that everything's sorted, everything's fine, but I don't need to know where I'm going, and I get to discover where I'm going, yada yada. So I was thinking of, like, this whole method of, like, how you could get what you want out of it. So, like, saying how long you want to go for, your budget, like, the duration, and, like, you can use it for, like, long-term travelling or short-term travelling, and you can go from country to country, or you can go in your local area. You want to know where you're going, you want to partly know where you're going, and then I think a month later, someone turned around and showed me someone doing it, and it was like, no way. No way. So multiple times in my life I've had an idea for something, and I've seen someone doing it, and I'm like, fucking, do you know what, fair play? Fair fucking play. Because if you put the work in, if you've had that idea as well, you do it. And I think diversity is so important, but also, like, seeing someone else do, like, the travelling idea, I was like, alright, well, I don't need to put my resources into it, because if I want it, it's now there. And, like, if I want it, I'll be able to find it. On here as well, it's like, I didn't really, I hadn't seen this piece of paper in fucking ages, so I haven't read it in a while. Yeah, honest, it's got like being able to have a chosen destination or an unchosen destination. So like being able to have a destination you desire or a destination of unknown placement. I don't know. I need to stop saying filler words so much. Stop using filler words, Atlantis. Anyway, back to what I was saying about Boris Walter doing like business, client-based work. I don't know how to word it. I just think it's like incredible and really interesting, like how it all works to be able to make a effective business. Because yeah, you can make a business without shit like that, but if you want to make the best business you can, you want to have shit like that. And also it's another aspect of life of, oh nice, I don't have to make it myself. Like I don't have to make all these pathways. I can make some pathways. Like I can make opportunities, and hopefully one day I'll have the opportunity to make a lot more opportunities for people. Like I want to make opportunities for like pathways in dance, because something I'm very passionate about is giving people opportunity where I've not had opportunity. It's why I'm so driven to want to create a school. It's giving people opportunity where I didn't have opportunity. I didn't have the opportunity to excel in school, and that was due to the system. And that's why I want to create a school that doesn't have the same system that our schools have, for people who work differently than the majority, and to be able to work with both sides and have a school that works for everyone. And like me and my little sister have this conversation quite often, where she's like, you can't make a school that works for everyone, you can't personalise everything. And it's not about personalising everything, it's about being flexible, it's about freedom, it's about choice, it's about opportunity, it's about giving someone the opportunity to learn instead of forcing them to regurgitate. Because that's something I hated about school. I was never actually properly sat down learning. Well no, that's the thing, I was sat down for so long. I don't learn sat down. When I was doing my qualification for gymnastics, like my coaching qualification, one thing that I struggled with is you're writing all this down, you're having all this coursework. Some of it's asked it backwards, by the way, and like you've got to say what they want you to say. You're not saying what is true. Well, you are saying what's true, because for the qualification, like, you're following the guidelines they're giving you, but it's so indoctrinated. That's the thing. Everything is so indoctrinated. That's why I don't like mainstream doctors. That's why I don't like mainstream media. That's why I don't like mainstream, because it's so indoctrinated. Mainstream science, a lot of it holds some great truths, a lot of it holds some fucking shambles. Have you seen how much archaeologists are fighting to keep the dates so much closer than what they are finding out to be? And like, people are saying, okay, maybe it's much older than we know, and they're like, no, I'll condemn you for having a different opinion than me because you're a petulant child and you can't open your mind to the possibility that you're wrong. If you're having to keep push back dates again and again and again and again, what is that saying? maybe it is much older than you know. Maybe open your mind to the possibilities. Nobody's saying believe this as fact, but they're saying have an open mind. And I don't understand why you hate on people so much. There's this guy who does, I think it's Ancient Apocalypse or something, and everyone shadows so much hate on him from like the archaeology side and the sciencey people, and nobody's actually turned around, or not very many people have turned around and just seen him from an open mind, an open perspective. And that could change things. What if we started to do that? What if we didn't see someone else's idea that we disagreed with as them trying to say our idea is wrong? But what if we saw their idea as an opportunity to be open to something new? How could that change our society? How could that transform who we are as people, as an ecosystem, as part of like this very existence itself? Everything fundamentally is made up of existence. It's like the fabric of the universe is existence itself. 1119. The fabric of existence is the universe itself. 9's all about changing. It's interesting because we are going from the year of the 9 to the year of the 1. There was 4 1s and 1 9. Life is so transitional, and there's so many things that change constantly, and there are so few fundamental promises, things that are always true, and that can be so daunting sometimes, yet other times that can bring so much solace, so much comfort, to know that it's okay, because everything is temporary. The pain that you're experiencing is temporary. The fact that you love now is temporary. The fact that you have if I could word un momento. To love, you are to hurt. To hurt, you are to love. But each and every part of that is temporary. To be in pain is temporary. To be in physical reality is temporary. To see is temporary. To hear is temporary. Everything is temporary. To have hair on my head is temporary. Tomorrow I could get into an accident, or I could have to chop all my hair off for whatever reason. And this is temporary. That brings sometimes a bit of pain to life when you're experiencing those beautiful moments and everything's so beautifully auspicious and grand and gorgeous. And you're awestruck in that moment. You can have that feeling of, but this is temporary. And it can be a little bit hard, even in the good times. And that's okay. It's the reminder, it's the context of life, it's the texture, the contrast. It's the thing that brings it meaning in that moment. Although it may hurt a little bit, but that's the thing that makes it matter more. When you're stood in moments of pure joy, it's good to remember that it's all temporary. It's good to remember so you can truly experience the joy. Experience what you're actually going through in this moment, instead of what other 10 million trail of thoughts are in your head. Focus on this moment. I need to de-wax my ears. This notebook is rather distracting me being open. I find myself keeping pulled to look at it, so everything is messy. I'm just gonna look here for a minute. Everything is still messy. 14444. Well, it's 11444. So, one fundamental truth in life is everything is temporary. Another fundamental truth in life, what you put out is what you receive. What vibration you exist on is the vibration you experience. It's kind of self-explanatory, but like, I want to go further in depth, just because things that I think are self-explanatory aren't always self-explanatory. People have a different information base, and people have heard different things in their life, and sometimes people are hearing for the first time. And that's okay. The vibration you exist on is like a feeling. It's like what you feel in that moment. A good way of demonstrating this thought is the double slit experiment. It taught us that when we observe, things become physical. When we do not observe, things are waveform. Until we interact with life, it is not solid. So however we interact with life is how life interacts with us. Have you ever had a day where everything is just going your way? And like, no matter what, you just can't wipe this smile off your face because you got that parking spot right next to the shop. You got that parking spot for that appointment where nobody ever can get a parking spot. And you have all of these great, amazing things happen to you, and you just, everywhere you look, it's just good. And have you ever had these days that are just quite the opposite? That you wake up and you're just like frustrated and a little bit annoyed, and then someone says something, and then everything's just so negative, and everything just seems to draw you down and down and down and down. What's happened? The mood you've woken up in has completely shaped your day. There's been days where I've woken up and I've been so raw and emotional, and I would have thought that it would manifest in those really crappy, hard days where everything just goes wrong. But I was like, I'm going to stay true to my emotions. I'm going to feel my emotions. I'm not going to run away. I'm going to experience them. And I'm going to be so raw and truthful with it. If I need to cry, I shall cry. And I did. And that meant one of my favourite places to sit. I had to cry. And for all intents and purposes, it is not a very private place to sit. It is a lovely bench, seeing some lovely view, but also a junction. So, me having that little cry there, something I could have been like, no emotions in public. But I was like, this is one of my favourite places to be. This is where I currently feel safe. This is where I need to be. So I will be here. And a lovely auspicious event occurred from my truthfulness with life. Because the vibration that I was experiencing at that moment wasn't the pain that I was going through, but it was the honesty of how I was moving through the pain. I could have moved through the pain with dishonesty. I could have moved through the pain and hid how much I was struggling, but instead I didn't. And life met me. Life met me and saw me for who I am and what I was doing and what I am doing. Because that taught me. Taught me that honesty is so valuable. I've always known honesty is so valuable, but I never knew honesty of the internal state. Honesty on the days that you're struggling. The honesty of asking for help when you need help. That honesty is seen. I always find that life truly sees you. It sees you on such a level that you may not even see yourself. And that means that when life sees you on that level, it will give you what it sees. If it sees someone who walks from pain and anger, it will give you what you ask for, in a sense. It's just how the universe works. It's the mechanism. It's a very fair, honest mechanism of you get what you are. You don't get what you want. You don't get what you, in quotation, deserve, because you are inherently worthy. Life is just going to give you what you are. That's how fucking life works. It's like, some people think money will make me so happy, and I'm just like, will it? Will it truly? And I've spoken to a friend, and they have said to me that they see themselves in the future having the generational wealth and all of this abundance, but no connection, feeling so lonely. And previously he's been like, but that's what I want, that's what I like. And I was like, do you truly want to be alone? Do you truly want to be lonely? Is that what you desire? Because if that's what life is showing you is going to happen if you keep walking down this path, you get to make the decision. Is this truly what I want? Is this truly what I desire? Because if it is, proceed. But if it's not, make a change. And the way to change the external is to change the internal. So if you're not liking how life is treating you, look at how you're treating you. Do you treat yourself with respect? When you're having a hard day, do you put tons of pressure on yourself? Do you force yourself to act and feel in certain ways? Or are you honest? Are you honest with yourself? Are you honest with life? Are you honest with yourself when it matters? When you're having an absolutely glorious day and someone around you may be struggling, are you still honest with how you're feeling? So that's one thing I've learned in life. Sometimes, it was 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Sometimes in life, we'll dim our light because someone else isn't shining as bright. And is that right? Is it right for us to dim our light if someone else isn't shining as bright? Is that right for us, and is that right for them? What are you showing life in that moment? What example are you giving for the rest of the world if you decide to dim your light because someone else isn't shining as bright? Because if I walked into a room, because often I do, I walk into a room and I feel the energy, and I can decide to match the energy of the room, or I can decide to stay honest to my vibration and be an example of what someone else could experience. For my reality is an example, it's an idea. What people see of me, I am an idea of what they could be, if they wanted to be, or what they could not be, if they didn't want to be. And that's the beautiful part of it. I am not here to be liked. I'm here to show you if you want to be more or less like the ideas of which I hold. It's no obligation. It's how existence works. It's how you learn, it's how you grow. It's why correlated consequences are so important. A very big problem that I have with most parenting styles is correlated consequences are necessary. You can't tell me in life that if you refuse to do your homework, that, like, if you refuse to do your work at work, you're going to have your iPad taken away from you. No. If you refuse to do your homework, you refuse, and someone takes your iPad away from you, how are you learning the correlated consequence? The correlated consequence of you refuse to do your homework is you're falling behind. And you need to learn that. Like, you don't learn it through a non-correlated place. If somebody spills something on the floor, correlated consequence is not to shout at them, but to be like, okay, you spilled something, that's fine. Accidents happen, it's time for you to clean it up. Correlated consequence, because as an adult, if you spill something, nobody's going to shout at you, but you're going to have to clean it up. Why don't we actually prepare children for this world? Like, I'm sorry, but there's so many things. You do not have to ask to go to the toilet. You do not have to arrange your bowel movements around someone else's schedule unless you're in school. How does that make sense? And don't tell me it's because you need to yada yada yada. No, you just need to come up with a better system. Sit down with a big group of people and think of some solutions. Think of some new ideas. Because ideas that are new might shape and change the world to be better. You have to be willing and open enough to try, though. That's what the school system's not, and that's what pisses me off. It's not willing and open to change or make a difference. It's so stuck in its old ways. We've had the same school system since the time that the school system was literally made to make factory workers. So your children are still being taught in the same ways that they wanted to make factory workers, and you think that they are being taught the best thing in the best way. No. They are not being taught how to be an adult. They are being taught how to be a worker. Do you want your kid to be a CEO, or do you want your kid to be a fucking factory worker? Because either way, it don't really matter as long as they're happy, but in this society, being on the bottom isn't very fun. Unfortunately. It's not a walk in the park. It's not easy breezing. Like if you had enough financial abundance to fucking cure all of the world's famine and still hold it to yourself. Bill Gates. Is it Bill Gates? Might be Mark Zuckerberg. I would like to say to all billionaires, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I think in my life, the most amount of money I've ever had in my bank account was £2,500, maybe £3,000, and that was before I got scammed for half of that. Yeah. I think £2,500. So, why do you need so much? I am alive. I am breathing. I am doing, like, life. Why do you need billions of pounds? Like, surely, if and when I receive more financial abundance, the proceedings of which I'm going to do with it are going to be to benefit everyone. Because why wouldn't you? It's not because, like, I want to be a good, but no, but just why wouldn't you? If you had 10 donuts in front of you, and you had 20 people in front of you, would you I don't know, take a donut for yourself and make everyone else fight for them, or would you like evenly cut them up so everyone gets the same amount, or would you ask people who likes donuts and then do it based on that? Because the people at the top would just take the donuts and fuck off. They would just be like, those 20 people, my donuts. You're just giving me my donuts? Let's cut it all up and just share it. Why the fuck not? What is gonna be so wrong if we just took all of the combined money of all of the people in the entire world, distributed it again among every single being on this world evenly, made education free and accessible, made fucking food free and accessible, made medical care free and accessible. What would our lives be like if we shared? If we did what we tried to teach our toddlers? If we taught our children by example of sharing? And I'm talking about you fucking big cunts up there. I didn't say a bad word, it's fine. Because who needs to have hundreds and millions of dollars? Why? Because if I had hundreds of millions of dollars, I would acquire land and start making a place where people can live for free. Why? Because we should have a place where you can live for free. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying everyone should be forced into a life like that. Not what I'm saying at all, but I'm saying we should have a space for the people who want to live like that, okay? Because very much so, I think people would prefer it there than this shit that we think is so amazing. There's no other way it could be. What do you mean there could be another way of doing things? Ew, let's stick to the old system we've had since 1992. A lot later than that, but that's the number that came to my mind, okay? I was just kind of like half channeled state, half not. That's what I like about it. That's what I like about making videos, is the fact that I can go into flow. Because flow is a channel state, and hippopotamus. I am a hippopotamus. No, getting into a hypnotic state is literally just getting into flow state, which is why I think it's so much fun, and also why it's so vital, because getting into a channel state or a flow state, game changer. Do it when I'm dancing. Oh my god, it is heaven. Do it when I'm singing. It fucking teaches me. I will be there singing away. I can't deal with this necklace being so long. I will be there singing away, doing my do. Oh, that's why. And then, like, one of the songs that I like to sing a lot is Beautiful Ghosts from Cats. And it's a gold song. It looks gold. It's so beautiful. But it was teaching me by when I sing orange, I'm not fully in the register I want to be. I'm not fully pronunciating the words or holding my posture properly. And then when I sing in yellow, I am. And it really helped me. I love it. And you know what? Realising I have synesthesia has made me more confident. Maybe because I trust myself more, because I'm not trying to make myself crazy. I wasn't trying to make myself crazy, but I was making out like I was crazy to myself. No longer doing that. I'm just been like, oh, maybe, like, I do have synesthesia. It's even the right word. Yeah, because one time I heard about it and I was like, oh, is that what I see in my mind? And I was like, nah, bro, you're putting that on, you're making yourself believe it, like, you're bringing all these false memories into your head. Like, I was fully, hands down, like, no, that is not possible, I would know. Later on in my life, I've been, like, talking to people, and I'm like, yeah, I feel in colours, and I'll be like, it's this colour, and I love dancing when it's orange, and I like singing when it's gold, and I've been asked, like, do you have synesthesia? And I was like, no, don't be crazy, I don't have synesthesia. Long story short, I actually do. I kind of sat and thought about it for a while, and I was like, well, okay, let's just like take off the band-aid of like it doesn't matter. Like, no, let's take the band-aid off of it matters, and let's just focus on it doesn't matter if I do or don't, but like what do I actually experience. And lots of colours, like murmurations of colours, so beautiful, and like patterns, and like how they can like create scenes. And because the scenes are in colours, it's not just like I'm seeing a picture, like it's like I'm feeling each bit of the picture, because I'm feeling all of the colours in the picture and seeing the colours of the picture. So I'm just kind of like experiencing it on two levels, you know? At the moment, my reactions have actually got pretty insane. I do think it's the proprioception that I've been working on for so long. But it's to the point that I've like, there's one thing I've not caught recently, and I'd already caught it once before it fell again. So, I don't know, it surprises me, like, damn right fucking surprises me, because I'll be there, just like, yeah, my phone's falling, and then my hand will have already caught it, and I'm like, I'm glad that I just let go and allow. I think the utter trust that I've got in my body, it's just like made it so much easier, because I'm not resisting, I'm not hesitating. I'm just like, if it's meant to be, I'll catch it. If it's not meant to be, I won't. And it doesn't matter either way. Like, so, please. Anyway, so it's like, I don't care about the outcome. And then I get the result I like. And it's interesting, because I do that a lot in life. I'm just like, alright, okay, let's just see where it goes. It could go this beautiful, auspicious way that I can imagine, but it doesn't have to. Like, there's so many amazing ways it can happen, and I know it will only ever be for my benefit. It's going to either teach me something in some form or respect, or it's going to be a lovely, beautiful event and have the opportunity to also teach me something. But either way, it's going to be for my own benefit. It's going to be a reflection of me. It's going to be telling me where I'm at, and then incredible things happen. I'm just like, okay, so when I let go and allow, it just works out. It just, oh, my drink's all gone. It just is what it is. And it's like, it's one thing. Some people may think I'm annoyed when I say it is what it is, especially because I'm very honest with how I'm emotionally feeling in my voice. Like, if I'm fucked off with life, if I'm fucked off with just things in general, I'm not going to hide that, because if I hide that, then people don't know where I'm at. It always helps to premise. Well, not to premise, but to explain that you're not annoyed at them. And then, like, it's always so good to explain when you are annoyed at them. I don't know. Should probably explain that. In all aspects of my life. I do 99.999% of them currently. I just need to fill 1%. One conversation. Anyway, without getting too deeply personal into my life, I think we're going to try and make the 2-hour mark. And why? Absolutely fucking no idea. Don't really give a shit. I just know that this life works on authenticity. It works on following what I'm feeling, and I'm feeling that I should follow it, because who knows where it will take me. And like, I just really want to be in a position where I can help people, where I can, in a sense, filter things into the right avenues. Because like, when I see abundance and me getting financial abundance, it's not me seeing like material things. It's me seeing like kind of like river lines, and it's like that network, and it's like being able to filter abundance through streams of network and putting it to the place that matter and the places that are gonna also help. What's the right word? To help expand, grow. Grow is green. Grow is not blue. Expand is blue. Or bluer than green. It's really confusing. It's really confusing as well, because the other day, my brain turned around. I can't even, because this is what I mean, but I'm realising now more than ever that I have synesthesia. And it's because the other day, my brain turned around and was like, I don't remember what the conversation was, or yada yada yada. I was talking about green, something green, and I was like, trust is green, and then 8 came up, and I was like, 8 is also green. I was like, I didn't think about that before, but it feels right. It came out my mouth before I had time to think about it. But no, that is true. 8 is green, and blue is 6. I think. Yeah, it's like this ocean. I feel like this ocean in my chest. It's motion. Anyway. See, this is the thing. This is the thing that I'm wondering, because I have not apparently been very honest with myself very much of my life about what I see in my head. So I've not really known what I think about things, and I'm like discovering, and I'm also like, is this a momentary thing? Is this what I feel temporarily, or is this a fixed thing? And does it change and evolve through different changing of beliefs and different understanding of ideas and how I see the world? Or like, is it fixed to who I am and like who I am in this physical reality and the vibrational signature of my existence? Or what? Like, is it based on, like, because everyone has a distinct signature frequency that is like, it's like you have your distinct signature frequency, and then you have the frequency in which that you're existing on, and I see it like a ball, and that's your signature in the middle, and then the rest is where you're at now, and like what you're feeling, what's going on with you. And I think it's really cool that, like, I see in colour. Everyone sees in colour. I don't know why I always say it like that, because, like, I see in colour, yeah, like, 90% of the population does. I feel in colour, but also, it's like, something deeper to that. I don't know where the accent went, but it went somewhere. Went somewhere. Like, if I'm out shite or what? I'm sounding a bit more northern. Don't know. No, that's northern. It's a bit more northern. Believe it or not, I was actually born in the north. I was a little northern baby. I think that is one of the reasons my favourite meal. One of my favourite meals. Can't have a singular favourite to anything because it never works out that way. Chips and gravy. Fucking love it. So good. It's like, it's not really a full meal, but it is. I remember as a kid having like cheese chips as a meal, so I think chips and gravy is a perfectly spiced meal. It is 10 out of 10 gorgeous. Right, you got texture. You got potatoes. Do you need anything more? You got like a nice like beefy flavour. If you use chicken gravy for chips and gravy, please leave. I'm joking, but I don't like chicken gravy. I don't really like chicken. It's weird I chose chicken over beef today, but I didn't want to get. Sometimes like, I just don't want to get the beef stuck in my teeth. Oh, don't really like chicken. I don't really like meat. Anyway, but I like beef gravy, and I absolutely love chips and potatoes in any form. Once, when I was little, we went to an all-inclusive like holiday. Only time we have ever been on an all-inclusive holiday, but I ate so many potatoes. It was unreal. A concerning amount of potatoes at one point, because we could just go up and help ourselves. Like, yeah, so it was very new to us. Like, we're not used to living life frugally, and we had the ability to have whatever we desired. So I had a lot of potatoes. One time I came up with, I think, just a plate of different variations of potatoes. I had like these little square, small cube potatoes with like some buttery herbs. I think it was buttery or like oily herbs, and then like I think potato and dauphinoise, like this really sliced up small potato thing. Gorgeous, 10 out of 10. And then I think I had some chips, and then hash browns. Also, I just had potatoes on my plate. So I was called a carb queen, potato queen, either one, when I was younger, because I would just eat potatoes. And you know what? I fucking loved it. Still fucking do. It's crazy, because like even when I was younger, I didn't really like meat, but I really liked sausages for a while, to the point that my mum got me a sausage maker when I was little, and I really enjoyed it. I still have it, but I don't really like eating meat at the moment, so I don't know. Say that even though I had meat for dinner, but I had fucking chips too. I've got into a very waffly state. I think I'm going to have to take a couple deep breaths before I do anything. That's annoying me. No longer annoying me. I can move my elbow without knocking anything. Didn't expect that one. Something clicked. I really don't even know what part of me clicked. It was either my back or my hip. I'm being reminded of this dream I had, like, really vividly. So I was walking down this place nearby, so I'm obviously not going to tell you what it's like. And I was walking, and it was like, I knew this place, I'd walked it so many hundreds of times, and I ended up seeing people that I never thought I would see, like, there. And I had known them from coaching them in gymnastics, and like they were there with their parents, and their parents were like, oh, like, I need a babysitter if you wouldn't mind, like, are you available to babysit? And I was like, do you know what, bet? Yeah, I need money right now. And I remember walking up this little bit of a bridge, and then just like kind of being in a completely different like dimension, and it was their house. And I was like, okay, so I'm now in their house, and then chaotic random things occurred, and I don't even think they ended up going out, because like shit happened. I don't even know what shit. I think I remember like this dog, but I remember the mum and the kids having to go cower upstairs, and yeah. And then I remember it all being okay. Everything was okay, and I was walking back down, and I was walking on my way home. I was walking back past the places that I've always been, and then I go to this place. It's like fields and shit, and there's pub and there's people, and I'm like, alright, okay, something's going on, I'm just gonna be here for a while. And I think it ended up being like my sister was, oh my giddy aunt! Sorry, I just realised something. Like, this must have been like a year or so ago, maybe even a little bit more. I had a dream that my sister was playing rugby again and I was watching her. Lo and behold, my sister's playing rugby again and I watched her play her first game. I don't think she's gonna let me watch her play other games, but I got to watch her first game. Really has thrown me how, like, energetically accurate it was. Not how like everything was the exact same, but how the energy was the exact same. Don't know. I can't talk about personal stuff because I don't want people to know everything about my life. Because I'm very much so honest that if I get talking about something, I'm just gonna say everything. Because why wouldn't I? I have no reason to lie, so why would I lie? Like, lying, I see lying as, like, you're creating all these webs, and you just get caught up in the fucking webs, dude. There is no way that you can get away with a lie for your entire life while feeling like a good person, while feeling fulfilled, while feeling happy. There is no way. So it truly baffles me when people spend more of their life lying than they do being honest. Because, like, I'm sorry, but I don't really lie. I don't like lying. So, when I do lie, someone will be like, oh, do you like what I'm wearing? And I won't lie and say yes or no. I will be like, I like this aspect of it. I will not lie and say, yes, I like it if I don't like it, but I'll be like, I'm going to find something I like in this. Oh, don't tell me told me it's 10:30. Anyway, I'm not going to be like, no, I don't like it. Unless, okay, I'm a very honest person. Someone asked me straight and I'm like, I actually want to know what you think. Do you like it? If I didn't like it, I'd probably be like, to be honest, no, I don't like it. But it's not about whether I like it or not, it's about whether you like it or not. And it's about how you feel in it. It's not about what I think or how I feel, it's about how you feel. I guess I'm very diplomatic. I wouldn't even necessarily say it's diplomatic or not. One thing that people never tell you about being on your period. Sometimes period blood just stinks. Like, is what it is. Like, you bleed in it, it's gonna be. What was I thinking of? Do I need to go back to the trail of thought or not? We have 6 minutes until we get to the 2-hour mark, so there's no point stopping until we get there. But can I finish my train of thought? Stretching feels so good. I've been very pissed off with my back recently, so I've just sat the fuck down. Just done nothing. Oh, I forgot to do my Supermans today. like I got workout. I was doing so much for my back, like so many back exercises. Went to the physio and she was like, you are doing too many advanced moves for your back. I was like, fuck, I thought I was helping myself. So I've had to really like draw it back down, and I've got like these exercises to do like 3 times a week instead of me working out every day, doing intense workout. I'm doing pretty small, non-intensive workouts. So after I've done it, like, I'll just be like, alright, I want to do more. So I'll just be like, got to keep it really small and gentle, but I can do maybe some shoulders or like some arms, because I'm really trying to work on getting this arm to be as dexterous as this arm, especially for like dancing. I want to make sure they're getting into the same positions when I want them in the same position, but different positions when I want them when I want them in different positions. And I'm just really trying to work on alignment in so many different aspects. Alignment within the heart, body, mind and soul. Alignment within my body and how I walk. Alignment within my mind, how I think. Alignment within my actions and what I do. Just really trying to be aligned. And like, sometimes I mess up. Sometimes I fuck up. But what matters is how I go about reacting to a fuck up. Do you fuck up and die hard in your fuck up? Because I've seen some very interesting shades of people in life. I've just seen how they act and react, and I've just seen like what they do to other people. They'll be like, no, I'm right, even though they're clearly wrong. And then they'll be like, yeah, but XYZ, 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 and have these 110 reasons why they should completely ignore their behaviour. Like, I remember seeing someone I was with for a short amount of time, for the reason of how they acted, and it was just like, how could you physically want to act like that? How could you choose to be like that? Because like, each and every day you're making it's not even each and every day, each and every moment you're making another choice. It's an opportunity to choose the same or choose different, but it's an opportunity to choose what you want now, choose what you want to be, to what you want to experience. So, cramps. I'm really hoping that this coil thing helps with the ovary pain, because I'm so sick and tired of, like, especially my family being like, you can't feel your ovary. I'm like, dude, the thing hurts right where I've got a baddie, so I think the baddie hurts. I'm not saying the baddie definitely hurts. I'm saying I think the baddie hurts because it's in the same place as the baddie. That's all I have to say. It's like, I was talking to a doctor and I was like, when I massage here, like, I get some of the built up plaque come from my gums. And she was like, but that doesn't make sense because those two things aren't connected. And I was like, I know, fully aware, dude, that I don't know enough anatomy to say what is connected and what is not connected. But this is what I'm experiencing. And they were just like, well, the anti-inflammatories we're giving you should help with the migraines. I was like, alright, okay. Thanks. Yeah. Never rude to like doctors or anything like that. don't really think I am rude. Even to people who are being rude to me, I think the most fun thing that you can do when someone's being rude to you is to be loving back. Because either you cheer up their day and they start having a bad day because of you, or it's just funny. Because I've seen someone really question my intentions of why. Like, I was at this pub and I was taking a video of the guy on stage because he had asked me to. He had been taking videos of me when I was on stage. Mutual agreement, yada yada. Lovely. This guy thought he was being filmed. He wasn't on camera at all, but he started to kick off. And I was like, look, I can stop the recording and show you the recording to see that you're not being filmed at any point in this. But equally, are you okay? Are you having a bad day? And I saw his face go through about 105 expressions where he was assessing, like, at first he was just so frustrated and angry, and then he was like, oh, but wait, no, I don't actually think that they're trying to do that to me, like, and then he turned around, looked at the person next to him, looked at me, and was like, we've got to go. And I think he made an active decision that he was causing a situation to come about, and I was meeting him with love and kindness, and he made a decision. It's a very beautiful experience. So I love meeting people who are being who are acting from a place of unalignment. I like to meet them from a place of love. It's like, meet your demons from a place of love. Meet your demons with love. If you want to get rid of that part of you because it's so ugly, it's such an ugly yada yada whatever view you have on that, meet it with love. Realise it's not the enemy. It's a part of you. And once you see it, and once you decide to see it, that's when things can, like, start working, start coming true, and start being who you're meant to be. It was very, like, a wet burp. Never thought I would say wet burp before, but on this mirror in front of me it says, what we think, we become. What we feel, we attract. What we imagine, we create. So true. Every time in my life that I've focused on the negative things have happened. Not necessarily the same negative thing I've been thinking of, but negative experiences have occurred in my reality. Every time I focus on the positive, like, I literally had a week the other week where everything that occurred was auspicious. Everything. I was like, I'm just gonna keep focusing on the good things. One thing I'd like to say is, if you're in a reality where you are working on yourself and you're like, what I am, I receive, yada yada yada, and you're working on that, but you have a belief that you can't experience something because of XYZ, you will not be able to experience that. Because the coffee filter that filters your reality is your beliefs. Your filter is your beliefs. You have limitless potential energy, a universal soup of infinite events, realities, auspicious occurrences, negative occurrences. You have everything at your fingertips. It's kind of like a phone. New freedom. Right now, if you're on a device listening to this, you have the opportunity to look at anything positive or negative, to create, to destroy. You have the ability to lift up another, you have the ability to draw down another, all on one simple device. And it's your choice. What do you do? Do you choose to lift others up? Do you choose to meet others' resistance with flow? Or do you choose... What was my brain trying to say that I stopped it from saying? You receive. You choose to do negative things on the internet, you receive negativity back. You choose to do positive things on the internet, you get positivity back. You choose to watch positive things on YouTube, positive videos come on your algorithm. If you choose to watch negative videos, negative things will come on your algorithm in whatever shape way. One of my favourite things to watch on YouTube is people giving back. People giving to people who have less than them. Something that fills my heart with joy. And in that, it's filling my page with more and more positivity and more happiness and things that make me happy cry. But equally, I can look at things if I wanted to and go down a route of things that make me sad cry. I can choose. And it's the same way of reality. If you focus on all of the negative, all of the hate, all of the anger, all of the betrayal, all of the anguish, all of the negativity that could be, you are choosing to experience negativity. And I know that sounds like it's all on you. And to be perfectly honest, it is kind of true, it's all on you. But that's the positive. It's also the negative. It's, in a sense, neutral. It's both sides of the coin. It's something that can lift you up, but it's something that can destroy you. I've been through so many what can be perceived as negative events in my life. And I will say each and every one of them taught me. Each and every one of them taught me strength. Each and every one of them taught me what I prefer and what I do not prefer. Each and every one of them has taught me. Has shaped me into becoming who I am today, to becoming new, to becoming the ever-changing, ever-growing being that I am. So why wouldn't I see that as a positive? So although a situation can be perceived negative, it can also be perceived positive. And that's why meaning is inherent. Meaning isn't inherent, should I say. Nothing has inherent value. It's not inherently positive, it's not inherently negative. It's inherently neutral. And something being neutral gives you the opportunity to see positive or negative, and that there is a positive. So the neutral is ever so slightly positive. So in a weird way, neutral is positive, positive is positive, and negative is negative. Although is positive truly positive if it doesn't have the choice of negative? It's an interesting little thought to get from my mind. If I was to be 1 year older, what would I be then? Who would I be then? Would I be me? Would I be a completely different being entirely? Would I be an amalgamation of all I've learnt and grown? Or would I have changed so much that, like the theory of, I don't remember what boat, but a boat? If you change all of the parts of a boat through however long, is it the same boat? Or has the boat transformed and changed into a different boat? The same thing as, are you the same person? Are you the same person who was you as a child? Because you're very different from them. from me when I was 7 years old. In my body, had entirely different cells in every single place in my body. All of it is different from how I was a child. My neural pathways are wired differently, work differently. I can use different parts of my brain because I've developed. So, am I that same being? Equally so, am I the being who I was yesterday? And equally so, am I the being who I was a minute ago? It's how deep it goes. Am I a fixed point, or am I emotion? And if I am motion, and if I change and grow and evolve and become, am I ever truly one being? Am I ever truly fixed? Or am I ever truly in a state of becoming new and new and new and new and new and new and new? So do I need to let go of the old to just transpire into the natural state of the universe, the natural state of being? It's really pissing me off. It's been pissing me off for a while. I was going to show you. Kind of don't want to show you, but I had the idea. I was like, follow the idea, then. I would like to premise, this is nowhere near done. Please do not judge the fact that I cannot do body proportions. I can, just not in the early stages. I don't even know if you'll be able to see the colours. This is kind of like one of the things I see in my mind, is in like, you have a reality, then you have that, and then you have that, and then you have that. Yeah, but I'm hoping to do like, kind of like a naturally green flowers and leaves and yada yada, and above you've got tree and like some little mushrooms and the sun and some water and some trees in the distance, yada yada, and an eye, which, if you can see the colours, we can ignore how badly... I've not found a rubber yet, okay? Why am I premising so much? Just be open. I have so many ideas, so many things that I am starting to do. Hush hush, because it's until Christmas. She's not allowed to know. I'm doing a book for my little sister, but like a little short story, and I need to get cracking on it, and I need to actually write it in the thing. Yet again, I've not found a rubber, so there are a lot of lines that are going to be rubbed out. One day soon I will find a rubber. And I'm sure you're thinking, why don't you just go buy a rubber? Because I can't. But another little bit of scenery. I'd like to premise, I've not really... Well, what you can't probably see is on the page. It's just like a small kind of like coloured version, like a very transparent colour of that, of like a part of that, and I'm going to write over it, and then like, because then it's going to be about where it is, you know. I don't know fully what it is, but and then this is going to be the character. I've really given myself a lot of work to do, and yet I currently have no drive or passion to do it, so I know I shouldn't do it now, because I am not willing to destroy something for someone I care about based off of wanting to rush to get things done. But yeah. Don't know. Hope it goes well. Like the drawing. It looks so much better now that there's colour. So I've got it open. So I've got like, as much as there's a mess, there's a organised chaos as well. The bits I have done on that. Anyone know the train of thought I was on? Because I do not. Positive, negative, neutral. What is being currently brought to my attention is the fact that we have electrons, neutrons, and protons. Like the building block of life is a balance between positive, negative, and neutral. So why do you not think a balance of life that is fulfilling will be a balance of positive, negative, and neutral? And you can see all of those things as good, as happy, as like, that's life working as it should. Right, for example, you lose a job. Would you see that as? You have the opportunity to see that as, I'm losing my livelihood. Or you have the opportunity to see that as, the universe is pushing me in a different direction right now. The power shift. The power shift. Because if you spend your life being like, life is happening to me, why is life happening to me? Or if you're like, life is happening for me. Life is happening from me. For me. Game changer. Like, just, at the very least, imagine what that would do to your mental health. I'm not saying, like, the impact on life, the impact on the world, but what impact would that have on you? If you woke up and you knew that any event that occurred in your life was from you, for you. Maybe I need to drink more water. I've needed to drink water properly today, and I've not done so yet. I always think it's interesting that, like, I never really spent a lot of my time finishing things. Like, never really liked finishing the dishes. Never really liked finishing paintings, finishing drawings, I like the process of beginning and creating and not the final details that bring everything together. Like cleaning down the sides and doing that last 2 dishes that just changes it all. We're so focused on, yeah, but I can then start this and I can start that and I can start that, and I focused on so many beginnings that I never focused on enjoying the ending. It's like painting and decorating. The 2 hardest parts about painting and decorating is not painting the walls or painting the skirting boards or the doors or anything like that. It's starting it and finishing it. Starting it, you've got to clean everything down, you've got to move everything out the way, you've got to protect everything, you've got to cover everything, you've got to sand things, you've got to fill things, you've got to wait, you've got to prepare everything. It's all preparation. Then you finally get around to the painting, and then you paint, and then you have all these final details, you've got to clean up, you've got to do all of this, you've got to do 100 different tasks, and then you've got to put everything back to how it was before. And the painting bit is the really short bit. And people think a painter and decorator, the hardest bit of their job is painting a wall. No. But in that example, you can find so much about life. Like the starting. It's the getting everything sorted, getting everything prepared, doing all of that. It can be quite daunting, quite scary, because it's new, it's a new process, it's a new client, it's a new house, let's say. And then you get into it, and you're going through it, and you're in flow, you're in movement, and you're doing what you need to do, and everything's going right, or everything's going wrong. Either way, everything's going. And then it comes around to the end of it, and it comes around to the closing and the, in a sense, the saying goodbye to who you were in that moment and welcoming in who you are in this moment. It's the end, it's the transition. And in life, we need to come accustomed to things are always changing, so we need to become comfortable in transition. And quite a lot of the reason that I believe that people have things like sleep paralysis and night terrors is because you're transitioning through vibrational states. And and it was, yeah, if you're transitioning through vibrational states and you become scared and hold resistance, you're holding yourself back. And how does the universe show you that you are holding yourself back? Normally by giving you the experience. So if you experience yourself resisting yourself, it's going to come through as, oh, something's holding me down, I can't move, I'm resisting, I can't move, there is resistance. It's because you are resisting. Stop resisting. Be like, okay, I'm going to release and relax now. Everything's going to be okay. It's like my little brother, he was having nightmares, so I started sending him bedtime homework. He had to think of 10 good dreams before he went to bed. And he had his like little teddy guards up, because permission slips work. And once you have permission slips that work, and you know that it's a permission slip, you can then get to the same vibrational state without the permission slip, if you understand it's a permission slip. But first, you have to find a permission slip. His permission slip to be able to have good dreams at night was to have these teddies that gave him permission to feel safe. Because these teddies had little plain swords and little shields, and they were the biggest teddies that he has. And they were put in strategic places to be able to get to any attacker. And through that, he also had the homework of focusing on the 10 good dreams. And then he's putting in the vibrational state, and the permission slip to get into a good vibrational state is to think about good things that make you happy. So at night, he had the permission for himself to feel safe and to imagine good, beautiful things to happen. He doesn't talk about nightmares anymore. He doesn't say that he gets nightmares anymore. And I've asked him how's his dreams, and he's been happy and fine. Were you just eating me? I think a bug was just eating me. There's another one on my drawing, and like, I always have this moral dilemma when it comes around to like mosquitoes and midges and things that bite you. Because, right, one little mosquito does not take a lot of blood. And if it's a clean mosquito, you're not going to really get a reaction to it. But if it's a dirty mosquito, you're going to get a reaction to it. Like I'm currently itching, a reaction to something that's not been as clean, that is eating me. But I also have a couple little bites on me that have given me no jip whatsoever. It's just been like, I've just given them a bit of blood. And I'm like, in that situation, I don't really care. I've got a lot of it. They don't need a lot of it to survive. Yet I also have this thing that I'm like, should I kill it? If it's gonna eat me and could give me a bit of a reaction to it? And because like mosquitoes can carry not very nice germs, or do I just like trust that life's gonna do what it's gonna do and I will be safe? And I live in a world that we have medical care that is advanced enough to deal with a lot of things. And like, if I'm truly in need of something like that, then there's something that I can not only have, but like in this country currently, for free. Like, if my leg fell off, I could go to the NHS without having to pay with my other leg. Unlike America. And what I really hope the UK doesn't become. I'm just saying, right now, if the UK doesn't sort out your fucking politics, we're mad stupid. We are mad stupid. Right. There are so many things. So, you are utterly telling me that A, you say this is a free world, everyone here is like, we're free. Bullshit. Free healthcare is also bullshit. If I had free healthcare, I wouldn't have to borrow money off my mum to be able to pay for a prescription. Free healthcare, but I had to wait almost 2 months to get a physio appointment for my back when I couldn't work. Like, at least in America, when you fucking pay for it, you get it. You have to pay like a fucking arm and a leg just to birth a child, but at least you get it. You get an indoctrinated system. Yeah. Anyway, what other things are wrong with politics? So much. Right, so why is our party system the way it is? Why is it that 12% of the UK can disagree with something? And then and then you're still proceeding to try put it in. Like, it's clear we do not want this. Yeah, you're like, I want it though. I think it will be really good for you, and Mother knows best, so no, fuck you. We are the people. You are to govern us for us. You are to help our life, make it easier, not worse. Yeah, you're actively making it worse. You don't put the money in the places the money needs to go. You're worried about fucking gangs? Root of the problem. Why are there gangs? Why are there gangs? Because people are in pain. People are hurting. People don't belong. People don't have a sense of belonging. They don't have a sense of community. They are not supported. So people are going to turn to people when they have nothing left. If a child is out there all on their own and these people are like, oh, you'll belong with us, that child would do anything to feel that sense of belonging, because that's what it truly desires. So, focus on building community. Focus on putting money and resources into community and how to make a civilization less depressed. How to make a civilization happy. Why don't we base our scale of how advanced our civilization is on how happy our civilization is? Not about how technologically advanced we are, because that will come as a result. It will be just like a lovely little result from doing it. Just seeing an ant crawling along the desk. Beautiful. But I just had a thought. Like, the ants getting caught in spiders' nests? Spiders' webs? It's not a nest, it's their feeding ground. I don't know. I feel like some spiders also do sleep in their webs. Have you seen, right, there's like this cave. Right, there's this type of spiders that only live in a cave. they have adapted to only live in that cave, and they live on like this wall. It's just like this wall of fucking thick wall of just spiderwebs. So fucking cool. Imagine that. Sorry. I don't know where my accents go. Accents? I don't know. I just speak in whatever comes to me. And I allow. Sometimes I think it's real funny. I have a rule that if I forget I'm smoking it, I'm not allowed to. If I've realised that I've got it in my hand and I'm like not actively like remembering that I'm not allowed to, because that's a mindless choice then instead of an active choice, and I'm not here for mindless choices, because if I can make it a non-mindless choice, I can then actively decide when it's intentionally best for me. And like right now I'm in pain, it's intentionally good for me. I should probably go to bed. Nah, not yet. I should probably eat something else today. Right, anyway, I'm getting so distracted. Where was I? Politics. So, fucking, why do we have a system that doesn't give us what we desire? It's not even desire, it's what we need. We're in a system that doesn't give us the educational support that we need, doesn't give us the medical support that we need, it doesn't give us the financial support that we need, it doesn't give us the community support we need, it doesn't give us the, it doesn't really give us a lot. And we've put all of our hope into it. We're like, this is the only option. We have been like, there is no other way that this can work. For some reason, like, we've not even decided to think about what other options are there. Can we have a different system? Is there an opportunity that we can sit down and think about solutions instead of problems? Because quite a lot of how we go about things is the reason things are fucked up. If you go about something and you're like, problem, what are you gonna get? Problem. So, if you go about things and you're like, what solutions can we create? Someone will voice an issue and we'll be like, okay, let's think about solutions, because solution is a different vibrational state than problem. If you're on the vibrational state of, what ideas can we get from this? Instead of, oh my god, we've got this problem, we don't know what to do. Instead of panic, if we choose to slow, relax, and be like, okay, we can make a difference if we sit down and we make solutions. If you know that there is a potential way of getting past something, you won't focus on the negative and you won't create more negative. It's like if you have a whole protest and all the protest is just screaming about pain and about anger and about death and about loss. As much as it's beautiful to voice those things, it's not always as that productive. Yes, there should be a space to be able to express those emotions, because you should be able to feel what you are feeling. But when we're all coming together, we should focus on peace. We should focus on love. We should focus on what we can create when we come together. Because when energies come together, they amplify. And it's beautiful. And I always find it, because I'm such an energetic person, and I feel so much of what's going on around me, that when I'm in a big crowd or something, I can utilise that as an opportunity to amplify emotion. If I'm when I was at the Palestinian march, there was a point where I was able to just sit down as everyone was stood up watching, and I was able to feel into the energy around me, and to flow with it and focus on peace and to focus on love and to focus on freedom and to send that amalgamation of energy further. Yeah. I never finished with fundamental truths. This is something that's been like niggling to me, and I know we're 2.5 hours in, but really being guided to come back towards it. First, well, it's actually the last. I'm kind of going in an order I wouldn't normally, but the first one that I told you was everything changes. The second one I told you is what you put out is what you receive, which is normally the one I forget, so I'm very glad that we had done that one. And I think I've touched on the all is one and the one is all, the interconnectivity of all of it. Everything is connected, everything is energy, nothing has an end or a beginning. Separation is an illusion, and your body is an amalgamation of carbon from dead stars and different aspects of different energies and beings that once were before, and the water in your body has been siphoned through the earth however so many times in the cycle of this earth being, and it's been transmuted into so many different forms. It's incredible how it's all so connected. It's all one. I feel like I'm rushing over this point because I want to get to the end result of the points, but I have also very much spoken a lot about this in other videos, so if you want to hear about it, it's not in this one that I'm getting any further into this point. So we've got the first three. Number 4, everything changes, what you put out is what you get back, the all is one, the one is all. Everything is here and now. The only thing that you can ever experience is here and now in this moment. You cannot experience the next moment, you cannot experience the past, you can only experience here and now. Here and now changes constantly, because that's one of the first things. It's constantly changing, but it's always putting out what you are the vibration of, and you're always still connected to everything. But in this moment of here and now, it's like this one singular moment of everything. And the last one, the most important one, the one I always start with, you exist. Therefore, you always exist. Because non-existence, by definition, does not exist, which means it cannot exist. Because if you speak of non-existence, you're bringing it into existence, so it's never really non-existence. Something cannot become non-existent, because for it to be non-existent, it can never exist in the first place. You exist in a state of here and now. You are connected to everything that is. What you are on the vibration of is what you're experiencing, and everything but the first 4 laws change constantly. And I think that's it. I love you guys. I hope you're well. I hope you're enjoying life. I just want you to know you are worthy because you exist. You are inherently valuable because your existence is giving the universe the opportunity to experience itself through your eyes. And that is inherently necessary. It's what you're here for. You are here to experience existence as yourself in this moment. Anything else I would like to say? Anything else that would like to come to me before I go? Treat your body like a temple. Treat your pain like a lover. Treat your inner child like your child. Treat yourself with all the respect that you would give to everyone else. treat yourself with love and kindness. And from one soul to another, walk with peace.